So, Tally, welcome back to Encore. When we last left off, we were starting Natsuki's route, and we're just gonna see how it goes. I decided to see what Natsuki was up to. I hear her utter an exasperated sigh from within the closet. She seems to be annoyed by something.
Ugh! I swear if Monica cleans this closet one more time, I will... why can she never put it back in the right spot? I think I can reach that.
Hey, Natsuki.
Eee!
In Natsuki's miserable attempt to reach the top box, she ended up knocking down several books lined up on one of the lower shelves.
Hallie, don't sneak up to me like that!
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to scare you like that. I didn't think you were that jumpy. I barely managed to contain my laughter. Though that only makes Natsuki shoot me an irritated look. What were you trying to do, anyway?
I'm trying to get the top box that has my manga! See the one with stickers on it?
I look up to see the box Natsuki's referring to. Jeez, how many rainbow stickers does one girl need? You just could have asked me to get it for you. I'm way taller than...
Baka! I can do it myself!
You know, Natsuki has never actually said Baka anywhere in canon.
Wait, could you get me the chair that I can stand on?
You mean that swivel chair?
Yeah, why?
Remember the last time you got on that chair?
I wasn't being careful enough. I'll be more careful this time.
Yeah, I'd rather not have you fall on me again. Let me get something else this time. I start to walk towards the front of the room where there's a sturdier chair that we can use. Right before I can step out of the closest, Natsuki grabs my arm.
You didn't seem to mind when we got close last Sunday.
I stop dead in my tracks. I feel the blood start to rush to my face. I turn around to face Natsuki, who has a teasing look on her face. That's only because you weren't calling me gross. Natsuki's expression drops back to her signature pout.
You're impossible.
That makes two of us. Natsuki and I gaze at each other before we realize how close our faces have gotten. Natsuki suddenly lets go of my arm.
Go get the chair, you dummy.
Now she has said that one. Yes, Your Highness. I nonchalantly walk to the front of the room to retrieve the small chair. When I return with the chair, I see her defeated face. You know, I didn't mean that in an insulting way, right?
I knew that, of course. What, were you afraid of offending poor little me?
I don't know how I can honestly answer that.
You make it too easy sometimes, Hallie.
Yeah, just get the box. Natsuki places the chair before the shelf and steps onto it. She reaches her arms out as far as she can, but she still can't reach the top shelf. Oh, just let me get it already. Defeated again, Natsuki reluctantly steps off and crosses her arms. I easily grab the box without the assistance of the chair. Well, was that so hard?
Oh, come on, I almost had it.
Natsuki turns her attention to her box and begins searching through it.
Gotcha now.
She takes a manga book out of the box. The manga has a big 12 on the top right.
This one is the absolute best in the series. You should totally read this.
Well, I'm only up to volume 3. Are you telling me I have to wait for it to get really good?
I mean, there's lots of good moments between those two. I just happen to think that volume 12 is some of the best writing in the whole series.
Well, if you want to prove me right, we better get finished with volume 3 as soon as we can.
Hey, Hallie.
We turn around to unexpectedly see Yuri standing behind us. Oh, hey Yuri, didn't see you there.
Hallie, could you come with me for a second? No, he can't. I was just going to start reading with him. Can't you wait? I really need to ask him something important, Natsuki. You can afford to wait reading with him for at least a minute.
Natsuki and I are caught off guard by Yuri's assertiveness. Off guard is 2 words. It's very different from how she is normally. Natsuki can't even come up with anything to say back. The only thing coming out of her mouth is a big...
Ha! I promise it won't take long.
Yuri drags me away from Natsuki without me having the chance to say anything.
So, Hallie, how are you doing this afternoon?
Oh, I'm doing alright. What about you?
I'm doing great. I just got done finishing this chapter in my book, and I was wondering if you'd like to... maybe read it together sometime.
Her confidence falls apart. She's no longer meeting my eyes as her face heats up with embarrassment. She dragged me away from Natsuki for this? Well, I don't get the chance to talk with Yuri much. I guess she must be feeling left out that she hasn't talked to me for some reason. I guess it's up to me to try save Yuri from her own embarrassment. Yeah, sure, I'd love to do some reading with you.
Right now?
Her voice rings with excitement. Whoa, where did this excitement come from, Yuri? I don't know if we have the time for right now, but maybe tomorrow we...
But you're not doing anything right now, are you?
Well, she does have a point there. But I must admit, it's a surprise to see her being this forward. She really didn't need to drag me away from Natsuki, and I really feel like I should check on Sayori. I look over and see Sayori staring off into nothing. She has a rather somber expression on her face. I'm gonna go see how Sayori is. We can read another time, okay? Yuri gives me a dejected look.
It's fine, Hallie. I won't take up any more of your time.
I see Yuri's face turn bright red as she swiftly turns around and heads back to her desk. I sigh to myself. Man, what's with me today? First I offended Sayori, and now Yuri's upset with me. I can only hope that this time things go better with Sayori. Hey, Sayori!
Oh, hey, Hallie!
Sayori puts on her usual cheerful grin, but something about it just seems off. What's up? I take a seat right next to her.
Oh, same old.
She smiles sadly at me. Sayori. She must be having her rain clouds again. I gently place my hand on her shoulder. You know that if anything's bothering you, you can talk to me. I'm here for you, Sayori. I hate to see you like this, and I know you don't want to have those rain clouds over your head all the time. I can hear Sayori start to sniffle. And if I've said or done anything lately that has put you in this state of mind right now, I want to let you know that I'm deeply, deeply sorry. I never wanted to hurt you or...
Nothing has really changed between us, right?
I mean, I want to think so.
That's kind of funny, Hallie.
I don't take your meaning.
I selfishly thought that if I tried putting all my time, energy, and effort into making you happy... I don't know. I thought that you would love me back.
I feel my heart sink like a stone in the ocean as Sayori chokes those words out.
But I never was the one who you wanted, was I?
Well, actually, a point of clarity. In the original, she was bringing him to the club so that she could, hook him up with one of them. And she only realized her feelings for him after the fact. Anyway.
If I wasn't such a mess, you'd still be spending time with Natsuki, wouldn't you? I can see why you like her so much. You deserve to have someone like her in your life. I shouldn't be trying to keep you from her.
Maybe I should have come to Sayori sooner. She's clearly been bottling this up for a while now.
Just the way you seemed to be enjoying yourself over there with Natsuki. And I ruined it for you. I'm a terrible friend. You should just move on from me.
No, Sayori, don't say that. Sayori hugs me tightly. I put my arms around her and close my eyes. I can feel my heart beat in sync with Sayori's. I feel the warmth of her body radiate onto me. Me spending time with Natsuki isn't going to make me forget about you, Sayori, and I'm just trying to figure out everything just as much as you are. I should have come to you sooner, I'm sorry. I hear Sayori sniffle as she works to prevent herself from breaking down and sobbing. We were like this for some time before Monica calls the group to attention.
Okay, everyone, poem time! Oh, yay! Poem time!
Sayori forces the biggest smile humanly possible. That's gotta be the fakest reaction from Sayori that I've ever seen. I just sigh to myself and walk over to my bag to retrieve my poem. I proceed to exchange my poem with the rest of the club members, who all seem to generally like it. Unsurprisingly, Yuri came to me first, excited for us to exchange poems. Despite the rather interesting exchange that I had with her earlier, she tries to act as if it didn't happen and gives me useful feedback. Yuri's poem was in her usual style of being deep and sophisticated, but it was unusually depressing for what she usually writes about. Through my best interpretations of her poem, it seemed like it was about a struggle for attention, love, and acceptance. During my time with Yuri, I couldn't help but notice that she seemed unusually unfocused, as if her mind is elsewhere. Though it was likely out of guilt for being angry when I was around her today. While sharing my poem with Monica, I could tell that the festival was still on her mind, but she seemed to have more or less moved on from it. Whatever. Monica complimented me on how far I've come as a writer and noted how my style was becoming more and more like Natsuki's. something which she teased me a little bit about. Monica's poem was in her usual freeform and abstract style. I didn't really understand the meaning behind it as usual. But from my best interpretation of the poem, it had something to do with second chances and new opportunities. Monica and I then got into a bit of a philosophical discussion about how we should never give up and always take opportunities when they present themselves. It was relatively inspiring, actually. Sayori's reaction is about what I expected. She says that it's really good and gives me some of her usual encouragement. Though I could tell that she was really forcing a smile. I can't tell if it's her rain clouds acting up or she's still getting over the rejection. I can definitely tell she was still emotionally conflicted when I read her poem. It was about two friends, a boy and girl, who had known each other for a long time. When the girl finally confessed her feelings to the boy at his house, the boy hesitantly rejected her and walked back into his house, but oddly enough left the door open. Reading Sayori's poem really made me feel guilty about what happened last Sunday. I just hope we can put what happened behind us. Natsuki actually approached me first this time, seemingly genuinely excited for us to exchange poems. Well, but Yuri approached us before her. She, of course, gave some advice as usual, but it came off more as her just complimenting my work. Natsuki's poem was in her trademark style of being short, sweet, and to the point. It was about someone finding happiness by spending time with the person they loved the most. Our talks of poems quickly shifted to catching up with each other to see how we've been since the festival. During our conversation, we at times struggled to maintain eye contact with each other. It was clear that what happened last Sunday and the time we spent during the festival was very much on our minds. I've always enjoyed being around Natsuki. Just being around her always seems to spark something in me. I don't know what it is, but she's always fun to be around. She's funny, passionate, a little hot-headed. But she's incredibly cute, and I always get lost looking into her beautiful pink eyes. If things can always be like this, I could die happy.
Okay, everyone.
Skip. The walk is relatively peaceful, with only the occasional bits of small talk filling the silence. Well, at least it was peaceful at first.
The day was fun, Hallie.
Yeah, it was. It was nice to be back with everyone. I almost felt like I was at home again.
Same, it feels like the festival was forever ago. And I feel like I haven't seen you in forever either.
Oh, come on, it's not like it's been that long. Besides, it's not like things have changed that much since then, right? Sayori gives me a pained look. I should not have brought it up like that. As I see her eyes fill up with tears, I quickly try to rephrase what I've just said. I mean, it's not like I had thought that any of this would happen. Lately, I feel like I've been caught off guard by all sorts of surprises. It seems that through my own carelessness, I got Sayori in a bad state of mind. Sayori blankly stares off into the direction we're heading. Me and my big mouth. The rest of our walk is filled with uncomfortable silence. Sayori hasn't even looked at me since my careless comment, and I haven't tried saying anything else out of fear of making things worse. After several minutes of complete and utter silence, we finally reach our houses.
So, I guess I'll see you tomorrow.
Sayori looks dejectedly towards her house, as if she didn't want to go home. I try one last time to undo my mistake. Sayori, look, you know if you want to ever hang out or talk about anything, just say the word. I enjoy spending time with you. I don't hate you or anything like that. Well, I might as well be making things worse at this point. I can start to see tears well up in Sayori's eyes. Look, I promised you that nothing would ever change between us, and things would be just as they'd always been. Sayori looks back and forth between me and her house. I have the feeling that she isn't listening to me. Sayori. Sayori is snapped back into reality.
Oh, sorry, Hallie. I must have been spacing out again.
Sayori flashes me her signature grin, but I can tell it's not genuine. Is everything okay, Sayori? Sayori's grin instantly disappears and reverts back to how she was just a moment ago. Sayori?
It's nothing. Look, I gotta go. Bye.
Sayori runs off and hastily enters her house. I can hear the door slam shut immediately once she enters. I sigh to myself. Maybe things can't be the same as they've always been. But all I know is that Sayori needs me now more than ever. At some point, we're going to need to iron out our differences and resolve what happened that day. It's apparent that Sayori just needs some space right now. I'll just have to give her all the time she needs to get over what happened. I hope she trusts me that much. After all, we've been friends for this long. I shake my head as I enter my house. Man, what a day. I really need to figure out things between me and Sayori. Given everything she's gone through lately and how I've probably been making things worse, I should probably convince her to get professional help. though I don't know if she'll listen to me now. On the bright side, I really think I'm getting better at understanding Natsuki. For starters, she didn't tease me as much as she usually does. I wonder if it's because of that Sunday when she showed me how to bake those cupcakes. I think back to those 2 times we had where we almost... I get butterflies in my stomach just thinking about it. I wonder if she really would go out with a guy like me. I hope so. I think she would. I'm really starting to like her more and more. Just everything about her is so beautiful. With her bubblegum-scented hair, her joyful smile that always seems to brighten up my day, and those swirling pink eyes that always remind me of cotton candy. I'm just hoping that sooner or later I can get the courage to ask her out. I know that she's at the very least interested in me. Who knows? Maybe she'll be the one that makes the first move. I find myself smiling at the thought of being with Natsuki. It would be a weird turn of events. At first I thought she hated me and wanted to stay away from me as far as possible. But now that I got to know her, it's like she can't let me out of her sight. As I drift off into sleep, I think to myself, life is a funny thing sometimes.
It really is, isn't it?
Oh no! Nightmare! The classroom's upside down. Find myself back in the club room, only something's off. Why am I here after hours? I look up to see all the desks and chairs on the ceiling, for some reason, arranged as they normally would be as a sentence fragment. Wait, why is everything on the ceiling? I look down to see that I'm actually on the ceiling. Everything is upside down. What the hell? I hesitantly take a step forward. The room shifts with me.
Hey, Allie.
I know that voice. It's coming from the closet. Maybe it was Natsuki.
Come over here. I need your help with something.
Natsuki?
Come on, dummy. I don't have all day.
Something's telling me that I shouldn't go over there, but I lose control of my body. The room shifts towards me every time I unwillingly take another step closer to the closet. I stop just outside the closet, which is right side up for some reason. It's pitch black and I can't see anything. Natsuki? Are you in there? There's no response. Natsuki, are you in there? The closet isn't that big, so it's not like there's much room for her to hide from me. I then see Natsuki's face emerge from the darkness. Natsuki?
You are, Hallie.
She eerily smiles at me with a wicked look in her eyes. Every warning sign in my body is telling me to run away. But I can't move my legs.
I wanted to show you something.
A piece of paper floats over to me and my arm outstretches and grabs it without my manual control. Outstretches is actually one word.
I wrote it just for you.
It's that base 64 poem that you have to put in base 64 to see what it says.
Hallie, did you like it? I spent all day working on that. I know you just love my poems. Aren't they cute? They actually make fucking sense, unlike Yuri's. They pick an emotion to stick with, unlike Sayori's. Though I can't be better than Monica, who actually has a family that feeds her. You like it, don't you, Hallie? Kinda like how you like me. I know you like me, Hallie, so why don't you play with me? I want to play with you. Play with me, Hallie. Play with the kid play. I'm so lonely.
Oh, I open my eyes. I look around to see nothing but black empty space. Doing a quick self-check, I appear to be okay. What the hell? What the hell was that? Was that real? No, this can't be. This is just a bad dream. I'm having a bad dream.
You're lucky that this is a dream. This is what ultimately should have happened. But reality changed. And she lives. For now. No punctuation. You're putting me into a box by spending time with her. Do us both a favor. Stay away from Natsuki. Let her die. She's not worth it. Let her suffer.
Yeah, let her die. We know the shtick. I wake up startled, my heart pounding rapidly as my lungs struggle for air. And away we go. I try to purge what I saw last night from my memory, but I still feel like I can see Natsuki's horrifically snapped neck. It's rather unsettling. Who's her? Natsuki? What? What's the context? Oh, that one. Okay. Let her die. Who's her? Let her die. Why on earth would I do that?